Hey, everybody. Guess what? The Johnny Laing Show's back. And, yes, I know. It's nice to be back.
Yes, it is.
It's been a minute. And, of course, we had to come back because times are changing here for Change for Charity. And we had to get Coach back on, and he's got a lot going on. Of course, I got my man, my Ed McMahon over here. The goof himself, Buster Earll. So, Coach, thanks for stopping back by.
Absolutely. Thanks
Appreciate
for
it.
Thank you.
And we're really curious what's going on. And the one thing we talked about when you came in, I just had to bring out immediately, and anybody that sees your social media or sees you on a regular basis. So 7 months ago, you came on the show, and also different set from the last show,
yep.
And then different coach from the last show. So if anybody is going to see, right now as we're talking, Coach has transformed himself even further. Of course, he looked great as usual last trip, but you're more ripped.
It's all about consistency. So what we did, I've been in the gym. I've been working on myself for 6 years now. I never had a goal. I never had a goal in mind to do anything, and I had 13 of my girls run Muddy Girl Run for breast cancer awareness. It was a 3-mile obstacle course run just for the women. I was like, man, this is really cool. I'd love to do something like this. So my producer, Tracy, said, why don't you sign up for a Tough Mudder? And I was like, okay. I didn't know I was getting myself into, but we signed up. But that required me to actually have a goal to train for. So we started running. And I'm running twice a week. On Saturdays, we're running 4.5 miles. We did like a lot of training for it. So I shed a lot of fat, a lot of body fat. I didn't have a lot of body fat to start with, but I had leaned out from, I lost 10 pounds of body fat to be able to run this Tough Mudder race. At the same time, still maintaining the muscle that I had. Probably actually building new muscle with some of the, with the training we were doing, the intensity of it.
You're definitely bigger.
And we ran through that. We went through the Tough Mudder, and it was amazing. And now I'm back to just not really having a goal in mind, but I'm going to try to put on a little bit more muscle. I'm going to still eat clean. I'm still going to drink water, and I'm still going to show up for myself and do the work. And that's what it's all about. It's showing up for yourself and being consistent every day.
So I know that you have this podcast, Project Evolve, but Project Evolve is not about a podcast. That's like the coach's mantra. Tell us about what that's about and how it came about.
So the original business was Evolve Yourself, and it was all about personal growth, mind, body, soul. And as things went the past 3 years with that, we grew, and that's what it was all about. It was about evolving, and we decided just to kind of to rebrand and change things up from Evolve Yourself to Project Evolve. Evolution is always a project. It's not easy. There's always you need a plan. You need to sit down and map out your goals, whatever they might be. And you reach goal by goal by goal. If you reach your final goal, you didn't aim high enough. So the evolution is an ongoing thing forever. It's not...
The goals always keep going up.
You just want to keep going. Yeah. So if your goal was for the last Change for Charity was to lose 20 pounds and you went 40, cool. And now this year, what are we going to do? Now you're going to have another goal. So when I come in with a lot of my clients, I always give them homework before we even start. 3 goals, short term, 6 weeks. Where do you want to be in 6 weeks? That gives you something to aim for. 3 months. Where do you want to be in 3 months? And then 6 months. What's your 6-month goal? And then as we reach that 6-week goal, then we move on to a next goal because that leaves us 6 weeks until your 3-month goal, right? So it evolves. It just continues to roll. And I've given people homework just this week. I had a client, I gave her homework. Her midterm goal was to do 10 push-ups. And I'm like, let's see what you can do. And she did 10 push-ups. And I was like, well, there you go. You didn't think you could do them. You've already reached your midterm goal. Now we evolve. Now we push it a step further. I keep leveling up on everybody, not just my clients, not just, it's everybody. It's everybody around me. I want to put myself on a different level and bring everybody with me. I'm not leading by look, don't do as I say, do as I do. Leading by example. The farther I can level myself up, the farther I'm bringing you guys with me. I'm bringing you, I'm bringing Buster, I'm bringing Tracy, I'm bringing Jimmy, I'm bringing everybody with me. You know what I mean? So it's an always evolving life.
You showed us that every day, but we did feel that last year for Change for Charity. That's one thing that I was so proud of, and I know we're going to come back to project. I'm going all over the place because I got this. You say something, get something in my mind. I will say, but you said. You said about bringing people up and lifting people up, and that was that motivation, positivity, and accountability, because you dug in us every now and then to make sure, and then the self accountability. So we felt that personally, of you doing that. You saying, okay, well here I am, and now come on guys, let's go.
You need to have that connection. I can't hold someone accountable if I don't know where their direction is, where they're at. Are they engaged in this? If you're only half-hearted into something, it's hard to hold somebody accountable, right? If you're not, you're fully engaged. Johnny, you were fully engaged last year. You're out there walking. You're eating better. You're exercising. You're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing with this, fully engaged, right? It's the easiest thing to hold you accountable to because then if I'm not seeing you for 2 or 3 days doing something, I'm reaching right out. And I'm like, yo, what's going on? Where are you at? Why are you not? What happened? Where'd you fall off? What do you need help with? And that's a matter of everybody in the group where, if you guys need help, whatever it might be, reach out. If you just want to come through my gym and get a good workout in one time, just to kickstart you again, let's go. Let's do it. You know what I mean? That's what I was here for. That's what I do as a coach, is to take people to the next level. There's no other way around that, and I keep it all the time: mind, body, soul. You're taking your body to another level. You're taking your mind to another level. You take your soul to another level. You can't have one without the other. It's impossible. So we keep the same thing. Just keep leveling up. Keep evolving. So
now you have, Coach. You have your class of what's butts and guts.
Butts and guts.
And that seems to be a popular but unpop. I don't want to say popular, but I have talked to some girls that have been in the class. Obviously, seen comments on social media about the class, and mostly is they're happy they made it, but a lot of crying.
I push. I'm going to push you. It's my job as a coach to push you to the next level. So you're going to have to come in and show up for yourself. And you're going to have to come in and do the work. I want you to work at your own pace, but there's going to be a point if I see you starting to fall off a little bit and I'm like, you can go farther. You can push yourself farther. Let's go. And I'm going to get in your ear and I'm going to be like, let's go. What's stopping you? Come on.
So, Coach, what time do you start your first classes daily?
So my daily are just one-on-ones. I do daily one-on-one clients as early as 5 a.m. I have a couple clients in the morning at 5 a.m. 5 a.m. So like my Tuesday morning, I have my first client at 5 a.m. Yesterday morning, I think I had 5 a.m., 7 a.m., 8:30, 9:30, and then I had a little bit of a break, and then I had 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7:30, and 8 o'clock last night, and I was done.
Man goes all day, all day, all night,
and that's what we do.
And what
that's
about
showing up for yourself?
What about your group classes?
So I only do one group class right now. That's Butts and Guts on Sundays at 10 a.m. Okay. It's an hour-long class. It is in the summertime. We do a boot camp. It's outside. It's a bunch of different stations. It's full body cardio, weights, HIIT, conditioning, things like that. Butts and Guts originated from one of my clients or a few of my girls that came to boot camp, and they were like, let's do something. Women all want to have that flat belly and a round, tight ass. All right, cool. Let's do this. So I designed the class around that for the wintertime. We're all inside. It's more of a stationary class where it's a lot of squats. It's a lot of sit-ups. It is planks and crunches and hip thrust.
Sounds terrible.
It is. It's horrible.
Sounds terrible.
No, I've not killed anybody yet.
I lift planks.
I've not killed anybody yet. But, that's what they wanted. That's what they asked for, so that's what we do. And we push each week. We take it to another level.
And that's and now, Coach, that's what That's exactly what you're working on, the butts and the guts. That's it.
That's it.
Butts and
So
guts.
what we're going to do, we do a little bit of full body stuff because I don't want to neglect the rest of their body.
Of course.
We did a finisher 2 weeks ago called the Plate of Pain. And I know all the girls that are watching this right now they're flipping me off because they're like, the Plate of Pain. Which is exactly what it was, the Plate of Pain. But it was full body. It wasn't just your butt or your gut. So you have 5 exercises with a 10-pound plate, and it's 1 minute each. So you're going 5 straight minutes of it's just brutal. And they got through it. Yeah, I'm going to push them to that next level. I'm going to get them through it. And it was pretty cool. So that's what we do. It's build your butt, lose your gut, and do a little bit of whole body stuff in between.
Yeah.
It's good. It's fun.
So what about, all right, Coach, and I love I could sit here and talk to you all day, and I know you could definitely.
All day.
So what about the podcast? So everybody's seeing it out there. We've all got a chance to check it out.
Evolution.
Yeah.
Evolved. When I started this whole thing, there's a few coaches out there that I've watched and saw the way they grew. And I had the vision for myself. And I've always wanted to do the podcast. So when everything shut down for COVID, there was so much negativity on social media. People didn't know what to expect. There were, all the businesses are shutting down. Businesses are closing. They're not going to be able to reopen. People can't afford things. People are scared. And a lot of that was kind of government hype, worrying people.
For sure.
But some of it is, the virus is real.
Yeah,
but
it is real.
It's what we make of it. I had it for 3 days. I literally 3 days later, I woke up, I felt like a new person. I was like, that was it. And I went through it. But
Ain't no virus can take you down, Coach.
No. But so listen, when you're healthy, we live healthy lifestyles. They're trying to mandate these vaccines, but they don't mandate healthy living, right? So if you're in a healthier position in your life, your body is in a healthy position to fight these things off, there's really nothing to worry about. Well, I think I read somewhere about 90% of people that suffered severe from COVID-19 had underlying conditions. Diabetes was one of the things that really took a lot of people out. Right? So diabetes...
Just lost a friend.
It comes from your blood sugar, right? So if you're taking care of your blood sugar, your heart disease or whatever it might be, blood pressure, you don't have to worry about that, right? You're in a healthier position in your life. So with that, when everything was shut down and I saw the negativity on social media, I decided to do these Sunday night Facebook Lives called Sunday Sit-Downs, where I would just get on and talk to everybody about what's going on, where are you at, trying to keep people in a positive mindset. And we did it for probably, 3 or 4 months, and things started to open up a little bit more, and I stopped doing them. But that created that, let's do a podcast, right? I can do this. The microphone doesn't bother me. The camera doesn't bother me. Let's go. Let's talk to people. Let's get people in a better frame of mind. So then as we rebranded Project Evolve, we're keeping the one-on-one classes, the one-on-one girls, the classes, everything all the same. And then we launched the podcast. We set it up. I put a team around me in place to make this happen. I had Chelsea Weinstein rebrand the business for me, set us all up. She runs all of our social media. Her and I discussed how we go about producing the podcast, whatever. We threw Tracy into the mix. So do you think you can do this? Threw her in. And she does project management. It's not much different. You're managing a live broadcast, basically. So threw her in. She did all the research. And we looked at a studio. We decided to go with it. And we ran our first 14 episodes from Digital Empath Studios downtown. So I'm not sure if you guys are familiar where Baltimore's Block is.
Oh, yeah.
You ever heard of that place, right?
No.
So
200 East Baltimore Street.
Yeah. So we were at, the studio was at 10 South Street, right? It's the block. It's right before the block on South Street, right? And amazing studio. The engineer, Leon, it was a really good experience. When we put a budget aside for it, and we ran out of money in the budget. So this week we decided let's do something a little bit different. Our first probably 11 episodes, 12 episodes, we were right around 300 downloads. And we did our first Facebook Live, and we had 150 just from the Facebook Live. And it's evolution. It's evolving. So we decided let's stick with the Facebook Live thing with this and go. So now we set up a little podcast corner in my apartment, and we're running from there. We're doing Facebook Live. Tracy set up the digital recorder. It's going. And she edited, scrubbed the audio this week and uploaded it, and it was perfect. We had an amazing guest in Chelsea come on, and now it's going to keep going. We have a great guest coming on this week. This guy Christian, and we're going to add him in virtually. He's from Arizona. He's in Arizona, so it's just a matter of making this podcast as big as we can go, and then from there we're looking at merchandise, at clothing, at an evolved clothing line. There's no limit to what you can do if you have a vision, if you have a plan, and you know how to get there. You have to have the team around you, and I put that team around me together to take us to the next level. The team is going to help me level up, but I'm bringing them with me. It's not like I'm ever going to get to some point of being some amazing superstar and not forget where I came from, right?
You are a superstar, Coach.
People are coming with me.
But I know that you will never forget where you came from.
No, I'll never forget where I came from. I was at rock bottom. I've been there. I grew up, my mom standing in a line to get bread and food stamps and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I grew up with nothing. I've been at rock bottom in my adult life where I've dug myself out and created this place for myself. And there's no stopping now. It almost scares me sometimes to think how far we can take this thing, right?
Well, I'll tell you, Coach, from 7 months ago, first conversation we had together, you've blown up. I mean, big time, in my opinion. I
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Look, it doesn't happen overnight.
No, it doesn't
And
happen
this is-
overnight.
You look at this. You look at this. I mean, if you have to look at this, he's come a long way. Johnny was fat, out of weight.
Wait, gee.
I mean, he looked bad.
And here's
He's
where
come a long way.
and look where and Johnny didn't put that weight on overnight, right?
No.
Johnny didn't shed that weight overnight, right?
No.
And that's what it's all
He
about.
worked.
That is
lose that
evolution.
weight.
Exactly. So things don't happen overnight. So yeah, I mean, I've evolved over the past year considerably, but I couldn't have done that without Change for Charity. I couldn't have done that without helping you guys into the place where you're at. You know what I mean? I couldn't do that without the clients that I have. I'm grateful every day for everything around me. And I created that spot for myself, though, you know?
Hey, Coach. Remember last year, Change for Charity, when we all weighed in? That's that feeling right there. At the end of the night, and everybody lost double digits. That's that feeling of success, self-success, and of course helping others. I mean, we not only did you help us get healthier, but we help people in our community, and we help our veterans.
Of pride in that room when you guys are weighing in and we're watching these numbers come off the scale, and the turnout that we had for it, and seeing you guys,
it was big.
And it's not. And it wasn't even about like the numbers on the scale. It was about the friendship, and it was about you guys pushing each other and cheering each other on. That it's like that's what it's all about.
It was amazing.
It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. If you could bottle that up and sell it, you would be
rich.
a very rich person. You know what I mean?
That feeling, it's like, oh my God. It's like when you ever watch my son on the TikToks when he goes, oh my God, like he's the happiest he's ever been. That's how we really felt.
I don't know. So look, I'm not a TikTok person. Okay?
I'm getting the look.
I'm not a TikTok person.
So, Coach, with the podcast, so you have a guest coming in from Arizona, and you've had obviously many other. What kind of are these? A motivational, or a fitness, or
we kind of like to mix it up. I mean, I don't limit myself to one thing. I'm a health coach. I'm a life coach. I'm I'm a fitness coach, a personal trainer, a nutrition coach. I don't limit things to one specific topic. We might come in. We've had other personal trainers on. We had a lady on 2 weeks ago that was telling her story of how her son overdosed and how she has turned that negative into a positive to help other people.
Oh, wow.
We had my girl Sherry on there who survived triple negative breast cancer, double mastectomy, like went through all of this. She's a local girl. Just telling her story of survival. 9 surgeries in 10 months and not knowing if she was going to survive and things like that. It's just a positive influenced podcast. I want people to know other people's stories. Tracy came on and told her story. We had Mike Sheila on, who was an amazing guest, like where you just said, as I'm saying something pops in your head, whatever, and Mike's next to me and we're talking and I have this thought and I want to ask him about it, and that quick he's on to something else and that thought's going out of my head and I'm like, whoa.
That's how you are, Coach.
It's amazing, man. It's amazing, right? It's just, you're running through this stuff and you're like, whoa, like man, it's just, life is amazing. And to be able to sit here and be able to do this with you guys and to be able to have my own podcast and have these teams around us to make this life happen it doesn't get better than that. It doesn't. If you can wrap that pride up, you could bottle that pride and sell it, we would be rich people, To see you guys last year on that stage weighing in and pounds dropping and people putting money in that bucket for charity. I mean, I was blown away. I was absolutely blown away, floored. And I was like, I pledged $2 to my 2 girls for each pound that they lost. So one of my girls, I'm not real sure what happened. She kind of just floated off. But one of them stayed in there a little bit. And she had lost 9 pounds. I put that $18 in. And then I think what was our total 98 pounds or something between everybody or something like that. And I was like, you know what, whatever. And I whatever money I had in my pocket. I didn't even know how it was $100 and some, and just dropped it in a bucket. And I was like, I'm done. Like this was,
right.
I couldn't have asked for a better turnout from you guys because you pushed each other and you kept in there. You know what I mean? And the things that you would see in the Change for Charity Facebook group where guys were falling off and other guys were like, no, man, you got to get back on this. You know what I mean? Like it went so much further than just a weight loss challenge. I mean, it
really did.
You did see the transformation in everybody.
Listen,
week by week.
I want to tell you, Coach.
And there was a couple of,
a
couple of just.
I wish we would have weighed in every week that last year.
Held up.
Oh, damn, I gained 10 pounds this week.
You did see that progression, right. and everybody, even if it was only 10 pounds at the whole, those 7 weeks or how many whatever weeks.
The cool thing about it too,
it was amazing.
The progression of it wasn't even. It was coming in here for the first meeting and the first weigh-ins and everybody kind of meeting each other, and then by the end of it, seeing the way that everybody reacted and interacted with each other, like where everybody was like, good job. Yeah. Shaking hands, hugging each other. We made
friends. Like some of the guys that really didn't know each other. We all got tight. This group became friends, and now they want to do it again this year. But now they want, all right, Coach. We're going to roll
Let's go right into it.
Change for Charity this year, and of course, Coach is going to be involved and we're going to tell you guys just a little bit about how it's going to be, and then maybe we can get some people involved. So, everybody, I don't know if I should say anything about any certain weight loss shows, but it's going to be very similar. We're going to
model it around that with teams.
That show that we don't want to mention just in case we get sued. So we want to have 2 teams and 2 coaches, and we want and we want to have some training together and some fun together, like we talked about your class and all that. What are your thoughts about Change for Charity this year? And I know, Coach. Now listen, I know that if you reach your hand out, people are going to say, hey, we want to get involved with this thing, because it's about 2 things. It is about the charity, but it's also about investing in yourself.
Yeah,
right? Showing up for yourself.
Showing up for yourself.
So what do you think about Change for Charity this year?
I'm super excited. It's a little bit of a change from last year's format. I think we'll have a lot more engagement this year. I think as soon as we drop these details, a lot of you guys are just going to be like, "Oh, I'm in," because it makes it a little easier individually. I don't want to go too far and say too much, but it's going to make it easier individually for each of you as far as our weekly results go. So you guys need to look for this. This is going to be another level.
And I want to tell everybody right now, if you want to evolve, if you want to show up for yourself, and let me tell you, you'll have the coaches that, each team will have the coaches, and they'll invest in you. I promise you, it works. Oh, you know what, dag nabbit, coach. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I've already started planning what I want to do with this thing for the year, so I'm ready. I'm ready
Coach,
to go.
Can you? I feel so rude because I'm going to scoot over to the Buster here, because you're a producer for the Project Evolve podcast is here, and you got to bring her over. So why don't you go ahead and introduce her, and we'll.
All right, we're moving down. We're sliding down. Everybody slide down. All right.
You guys gonna sit all over there?
Yeah, we're
all
in.
of you over there on that side.
We all in. We all still in. We all still in. Cool. So look, this is Tracy Mcgee.
Hi.
She is my podcast producer. She started as a one-on-one client with me, as a person who was fairly sheltered, a lot of trauma. And through working with her life coaching and fitness coaching, she's turned into a different person. And that in turn helped me put her in the position of my podcast producer. The transformation that she's made, not just physically, but professionally through all of this, I cannot, again, that pride that we were talking about, I cannot be more proud of her. Her Facebook post today, I sent her a text message after I read it, and I was like, for me, I got choked up because I was like, man, this is what it's all about. Like, to see my clients change like they do and be unstoppable. When I get them into that mindset of, you know what, I've come this far and I'm not stopping now. And you get that mindset with them that you build a little confidence in people, and that confidence continues to grow. You don't think you can do certain things, or you reach goals that you didn't think you could get to, and the next thing you know, you're 10 levels above that. And that's where we were with her today. So, wave, say hi, Trace.
Hello.
So look, that's...
So you're here. Time out a second, Coach. You said all this, which is beautiful and wonderful. Now, what are your feelings about all this? And everything that he said obviously is true, because Coach don't lie, and here you are. You're not in a gutter dead somewhere or anything. So how did? Because Coach is here is number one because we love him. We know that he just he wants to help people. He wants to make people better. He wants through themselves. And so that being said, once you got involved with the coach and started seeing, give us a little taste.
A little taste?
Just a taste, yeah.
Let's see. I started with Coach Chuck about 2 years ago, and I was 186 pounds, and I was pretty depressed. I had a lot going on. Single mom, working, all that good stuff. I was working with a trainer, and I really wasn't getting anywhere. At least I didn't feel like I was. So I started with his boot camps, and I think I puked the first, second, third, probably the fourth time, but it kept coming back. There was just something about it. I felt better afterwards every single time, even though I puked. So and then I made a decision to switch over to him because he talked to me about the mind, body, soul thing. And that's kind of how I was raised, is that you have to have your spirit involved with everything that you do. So I decided I would give it a try. And one thing after another, or one step at a time, we got to the point to where I trusted him enough to let him measure me after a year and a half. About a year.
Probably a year.
About a year. I still let him weigh me, but I don't let him tell me what the weight is because I have weight issues and I cry every time I hear my weight. I used to be a bulimic, and I was 110 pounds soaking wet and no muscle, no nothing. And now I can do just about anything. I can't do a pull-up, but I'm working on it. Close. I can do 25 push-ups like that. I do 100 push-ups a day, if not more. I do over 3 to 4 miles a day, every single day, whether I want to or not.
You think I'm at 5 o'clock? She's up at 4 o'clock, walking the dog or running with the dog.
And then 3, 4 miles
in the morning, and then does her workout.
I'm a part of the accountability group that we have on Facebook. So I hold myself accountable so that I can hold other people accountable. Let's see, what else?
She shows up.
Sounds pretty amazing.
She shows up for herself.
Every day.
And that's what it's all about.
Every day.
You show up for yourself. Again, today when I read her post on Facebook, and I was like, that's what it's all about. I have a passion for people. I have a passion for progress. And to see how far she's come, even to sit down as a guest on the podcast, and to co-host the podcast, like her, she would not even have thought about that 2 years ago. Wouldn't even have thought about it. She would have been like, "Are you out of your mind?" Not even happening.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, when he asked me to help him with the podcast, I said no problem, but don't make me be on it.
And then you were on there.
And then I was on. I think it was episode 8 or 10. I can't remember what, but and then I said I would co-host, and it's like one step at a time. You're stepping outside that comfort zone and being okay with being not okay, if that makes sense.
It does.
It's so uncomfortable, but I'm okay with that because I'm growing. And, that's all I want to do right now. Right, this is me. And there was like I said, there was a time that I would have never thought twice about wearing boots like this, or a short skirt, or blonde hair, or whatever. Now I'm that girl who's like, oh no. And I'm stepping back and becoming myself again. If that makes sense.
A better version of yourself.
Right. A better version. A little tamer, maybe.
And that's what it's all about. It's just making people a better version of themselves. You hear all the time, you hear people say, I'm living my best life. Are you really? Are you okay being okay? Or do you want to take it to another level? Because the only person that's stopping you is you.
Yeah, be Hands okay down. Being not okay.
Hey, Coach, how about some websites or emails or any of that stuff where somebody, if they want to, help themselves and through themselves.
So look, you can reach out to me at my Instagram or my Facebook, Chuck Tawney, or Project Evolve Worldwide on Facebook and Instagram. www.coachchuckt is my website. We're currently in the process of redoing that as well. But you can reach out to me through there and send me an email. evolvecoachchuck@gmail.com. I'm not hard to find. I'm not hard to find. So
that's good.
Whatever whatever you need.
Somebody watching this right now and listen to everything and all the positive things being said of the people that you've helped and the people that you're helping. They're going to be like, wow, I'm feeling a certain way. I'm feeling depressed, and they're going to go. And that's going to be one more on your shoulders.
Listen, Thanksgiving's next week, and I'm thankful for everything that I have. I'm thankful for everybody around me, for every opportunity that I get, for every client that I have, for random people that just reach out and say, hey, I read your positivity post this morning, changed my life, or changed my whole day. Whatever it might be, it's just all about helping people, changing people. So it's that passion for life now, and I can't do that without the people around me because they hold me to a higher level. They make me accountable to myself. It's perfect. It's a perfect marriage amongst everything. You know what I mean? I can't ask for more.
There's got to be that root, that base, Coach.
It is.
You know what I mean?
Not forgetting where I came from.
I know that, and I appreciate it. And you know what, Coach? We appreciate you coming out.
We really do.
I'm looking forward to Change for Charity this year.
Details coming soon.
Anybody that would be interested in being a contestant to help, like I said, better yourself to yourself. And the coach, listen, I just listen what the coach tells me.
I can't lose any weight.
No, you could. But you can get ripped.
Yeah, we're gonna Jack Buster.
Well, but then I have to put it on. I have to put it on to take it off, right?
No, you don't get to take it off.
Yeah, put it
on to take it off.
Nah, we're gonna put that muscle on.
So, Coach, any last words of encouragement, wisdom, positivity?
Look, I say it all the time. You guys need to get out of your comfort zone. Stop stopping yourself. Stop being okay with just being okay. You get one life. Live it. Go get what's yours.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate you. And Trace, appreciate you stopping by. And we're going to be tuning in to the Project Evolve podcast, everybody. You know where to find Coach, and you know where to find me. We'll see you next time on the Johnny Laing Show with my boy, Buster Earll.
Peace.